to the Good-Bad Movie Showdown, where we take crappy movies, then we watch them, and then try to pick which one is the bestest, worstest to watch. Basically, what's the most fun to watch of a big steaming pile of crap.
All right, we've got an epic showdown today between Bill and Beardo. We determined last time that the theme is robot, so I'm excited to see what we've got today. So who's going to start this? We start with.
I believe it's going to be Beardo.
Let's see what we got. Yeah.
I am so excited. I'm so excited for this theme. I'll bring it in with my first choice.
Yeah.
So I wanted to. This is a movie that is very near and dear to my heart. Nemesis.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh is right. So Nemesis is not a bad movie. But we won't be watching Nemesis. We'll be watching the director's cut.
Oh.
So all apologies to Albert Pyun, the director. The movie was first made in 1992. This is a 2014 Blu-ray release of his director's cut. And he started working on this, I think, around the same time that kind of the enhanced Star Wars came out in the 90s, and it was opening the door for people to go back and like rework their previous work.
Han shot first!
Have you seen the one where Alderaan shoots first?
Moving on, Albert Pyun. I love his work. It's unapologetically bad at times.
Right. I've seen the first one, or part of it. I don't remember, but I know that you can see microphones in some of the shots.
Yes.
I'm wondering if those are gone in this edit.
In the director's cut, he added some in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I just wondered. I would think that nowadays you'd be able to, pan them out or do a little bit of effects.
We'll
and
have to
stuff on
watch for them because he did do some limited digital effects. In the original script, the main character was going to be a 14-year-old or 13-year-old girl, and it was more poignant originally when it was a female character giving the narration. Now, the narration and the perspective of the narrator in the director's cut has shifted to the protagonist, the main character, who is played by Olivier Grenier. Now, Olivier is, and it's so hard to say this, Olivier Grenier is not 10th the actor that Jean-Claude Van Damme is.
It was very tough. I dropped down to 4% body fat, and it affects your nerves a lot. So sometimes my behavior was kind of weird, but that's the way it is when you have 4% body fat.
He's also, to this day, he's never been able to get rid of his accent. I mean, he is very hard to understand. So for a whole movie narrated by him is, oh god. And also, it sucks the poignancy out of it because now the perspective is shifted. Anyway, so this movie, there aren't independent scores of the director's cut. So I'll give you the original numbers. The original movie has an IMDb score of 5.4. It letterboxed at 3 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 39% user review. And it stars, as I said, Olivier Grenier, the great Tim Thomerson, who you might remember from movies like Doll Man or Air America.
Right, yep.
Who, by the way, if you haven't seen his stand-up routines, his stand-up is really good. He started as a stand-up.
Horses.
The original has got some unbelievably bad effects at times. I mean, really bad. And
even for 92.
Even for 92. So that's Nemesis. That's my first. My first choice.
All right.
Yeah.
My first film. I went about my research very similar to you.
Really?
I basically turned to my left and looked at my movies and said, "What's the worst robot movie I can find?" And I found an Italian movie. Written or created by Alfonso Brescia, who between the years of 1977 and 79, in order to pick up on the momentum of like Star Wars, created 4 science fiction movies in those 2 years. And a lot of people say he kind of used all of his good ideas on the first one. This one, I'll just do, is called The War of the Robots. It's
78?
1978. It has a Rotten Tomato score of 11%.
Right.
IMDb of 2.7. I have a couple of reviews of the movie that I can read for you. Just snippets from them. One of them says, sure, it feels like a ripoff of Star Wars, Star Trek, Dark Star, and even Cave Dwellers. But it's a low-budget fun in the same way that playing with A-Team action figures was fun. And it said, the other one is, when you rent and buy an Italian film made in the 70s called War of the Robots, do you really expect Oscar material? Of course not. You know from the beginning that it's going to be bad, badly acted, directed, dubbed, piece of junk, but an entertaining piece of junk. It's War of the Robots. It's got Antonio Sabato in it.
Ooh,
Not Junior.
Not Junior. Okay.
Not Junior. The original.
Is he more revered than his Junior?
Not for this. And apparently he reused some of the felt costumes from his previous movie.
I love the first line. This science fiction thriller from Italy was apparently made under the influence of Star Wars.
And that's on the cover. They say apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So out of this 4 quadrology,
This is the second one of those, I believe. Yeah.
has this been covered by like Mystery Science Theater? Have they riffed on it?
Mystery Science Theater, I don't believe did this one.
Okay.
And I remember reading that people were surprised that they never picked it up.
Wow. So I'm going to ask this: why do you want to watch this one?
Because it looks horrible and fun.
Okay.
And
You hate yourself?
yeah, and the special it just looks so much fun to watch.
Okay.
Because it's so bad.
And now for your space shuttle rebuttal.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch that too, but I also really want to watch Cyborg 2.
Wow!
Yes, starring a very young Jonathan Voight's daughter. So this is a movie that was made in 1993, and I think you see the theme here. So this is the sequel to Cyborg, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, which was written and directed by Albert Pyun. Albert wanted nothing to do with Cyborg, which is saying something because he came back and did the Nemesis sequels. And if you've seen any of the Nemesis sequels,
Yeah, there's like 5 of them.
there's 5 of them. And
he did them all?
he to some extent, he was
Okay.
involved in all of them. I think he at least wrote them all. He didn't necessarily, I don't think he directed all of them.
Okay.
Did he do the Punisher?
Yes.
I like it.
Yes, he did. No,
Sorry, Thomas Jane.
but he did do a 1990 Captain America movie,
Okay.
which I hope to.
Oh my gosh, that's him?
That's him.
Good, an American. Just when I am needing help of my English lessons.
So this was made in 1993, and this is Angelina Jolie's 4th credit on IMDb. Now, if you look at those 4 credits, 2 of them, I believe, are music videos, and the 3rd is a short film. This is her first feature-length film, and she was in the lead. But this is pre-Hackers by a number of years. And apparently, like, she's been interviewed about it, I think, twice that she's talked about it. And she joked that, she felt really proud of it until she went and saw it, and then she went home and was sick. She has alluded to the fact that she thinks this is her worst film ever. In this movie, however, Angelina Jolie is playing a robot. Not a cyborg, a robot. She is built by a robotics corporation using mostly organic materials. And then she is given kind of, with the, a nod towards Blade Runner, she's given a personality. And then she's trained for combat.
But she's more like Rodor.
She's more like Rodor. Yes. Yes.
I'm just imagining that she's the Small Wonders robot grown up.
That will probably make it a lot more enjoyable to watch.
That's the way if we watch this movie, that's the way I'm going into
That's
it.
your headcanon going in?
That's where she learned her small, this is how the world works in that kid way. They told her how to stack blocks. And then once she hit her teenage years and they couldn't handle that robot shit anymore.
Too violent.
A punch. Yeah. Now you punch the Bobo as hard as you can. Got it? As hard as I can.
So this is directed by Michael Schroer. think that's how you pronounce his name. So it has Elias Koteas, or I think I'm mispronouncing his name, who was Casey Jones in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it also has Jack Palance, the great Jack Palance.
Yeah. This tagline doesn't really work for me. They thought they developed the perfect woman. Think again.
Oh my
It's
god.
like two different little...
That's
like,
horrible.
Yeah.
It mixes
It's
like
past tense
they
and-
thought
and-
and think.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
what the, god damn it.
They should think again.
Yeah.
All right, that
She's
looks
not
good.
a fighter, she's a fodder.
This, it didn't do great, but it did do well enough to spawn a sequel, Cyborg 3, but Angelina did not want to be
Cyborg.
involved in that.
Not Cyborg 2, too. It's Cyborg 3.
It's just a sequel of Cyborg 2.
Yes. Yeah. It was nothing to do with the other Cyborg movies.
Sorry, I don't know why I thought that, but I thought it was...
It went on a reality branch, right? Cyborg Tutu. She has a nice, beautiful little dress.
I mean, that's something I would totally write.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's the sequel to the sequel you've been waiting for.
Time for my next one.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got?
All right. This is a movie that I found that I've really found almost nothing about the movie. It's a movie from 1985, and my research was fun to find other movies. 1985 was a hell of a year for movies.
So many. Yeah.
I have a list of a few of them.
Please.
Oh,
These are robot or just good movies from 85?
just movies from 85
Okay.
that you guys know.
Yep.
Life Force, St. Elmo's Fire, My Science Project, Rocky IV, The Stuff, Real Genius, Once Bitten, Red Sonja, King Solomon's Mine, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, American Ninja, Death Wish 3, Morons from Outer Space, Malibu Express, National Lampoon's European Vacation, The Man with One Red Shoe, Teen Wolf, Fletch, Explorers, Police Academy 2, Reanimator, Commando, The Breakfast Club, Spies Like Us, Goonies,
This year is like...
Weird Science,
this is my whole childhood in one
This
year.
is like
yeah, Jim
turbocharged.
Cotta, Mad Max, and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And that's just a few of them. It was an amazing year for movies.
What have you brought us from that selection?
None of those.
None of those. So this is actually a anti-communist film from South Korea that, if you go by its name that it goes by mostly now, is called Solar Adventure, which I can show you right here. It is a half live action, half animation. Its other name is Robot King Sun Shark. I don't know why they didn't stick with that name, because it's amazing.
It's a translation.
It has a 4.2 on IMDb out of 39 votes.
Oh.
But what really sold me on this was the reviews. So I'll read a couple reviews for you. This one says 5 stars out of 5.
Okay.
Not because it's as good as Dark Knight or some other classic film. I just like that that's the classic film that this person likes. But instead because it is by far the worst film you could ever ask for. And a little bit later is, however, this film, in my opinion, is a great movie to watch with a couple of friends so you can all laugh your ass off. At no point should you ever take it seriously or else you'll be disappointed. I would like to also add that watching the film under the influence of any sort of substance is a gut-busting extravaganza. Great review. And then something that I found very poignant to our thing was somebody already gave this movie an award.
Okay, yes.
What award was this?
It is the best part anime, part live action South Korean propaganda film about children in Transformer-esque suits fighting aliens helping the North Korean communist film ever.
Well, I don't know about that. That's a little presumptuous.
That's
It's a full field, though.
that's the exactly what I want to find, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to find
Contender for that?
No, I want to find the movie that is the best at something completely obscure. That's part of this whole thing.
Right, I'm not going to waste my time with number 2.
Sure about bringing anime to this, but it's
I think
don't know.
80s robot knockoff of GoBots and Transformers.
Yeah.
I love the idea
To
of
me,
knocking
that's
off GoBots.
yeah. To me, that's robots. Is 80s Transformers?
I mean,
type
that's-
movies. Yeah, that's why you wore that, and I'm like, that's
Right.
that's
This is-
perfect.
This
That's
is kind of
robot.
the.
Yes.
It's a broad. It covers a lot of ground.
Yeah.
I think we can make everybody happy with any of these.
They
four
thought
movies.
we had a lot of choices. Think again.
Okay. Yes.
Choices.
This is a good robot.
I don't envy you
presentation.
two. I do not envy the decisions that you two men will have to make today.
That's why I'm making Tori pick first.
Well, I think in an illusion, yeah, whatever, to our first episode, I'm gonna go with Robot Pilot, and the first like feature-length film from John Voight's daughter. Most people don't know who she is, so that's why I go with John Voight's daughter. Because I'm gonna go with a movie with John Voight's daughter in it, her first feature-length.
I love that you used Pilot to pick the sequel.
No, it's
But it does kind of fit, doesn't
it's the
it?
Pilot sequel.
Yeah, I mean, like, this one started a franchise. This one damn near killed it.
This, all right. This decision is really hard. It is because I want to watch them both, but I'm going with the same. It's Angelina Jolie's first movie that she absolutely hates or whatever, and
John Voight's daughter.
John Voight's daughter. Did I say it wrong? Is that not what I said?
You said Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
Nobody knows
What
who
is
that
that?
is.
I just don't think the viewers are gonna know who she is. So.
Well, thank you.
reference,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. That John Voight guy that everybody knows so well.
Yeah.
I believe you mean George Costanza's car, the owner of George Costanza's car's daughter.
You are gonna love this car, even if you don't like John Voight.
I like John Voight. Just seems like kind of a strange reason to buy a car because he might have driven it.
What do you mean, might?
All right, so now we have to pick Bill's film, and I'm gonna make you go first again.
Well, no, I went first, so you get to go
I'm
first.
gonna go first.
You know what? Fine, I'll go first.
No, I'll go first.
I will, and I will. I think I'm gonna surprise people. So you might as well go first then.
Okay. I'm not gonna surprise anybody. I'm going with Solar Adventure. I'm way more interested in my reliving my childhood a little bit in shitty robots.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna surprise you folks, but I'm actually gonna go with the War of the Robots. And why? Because I have a really soft spot for shitty Italian movies.
I think the Italian part of that is what is the winner there.
I don't know what I mean, and it's not going to be. It's the shitty detective Italian movies that I just love, like from the '70s and early '80s that are poorly dubbed and poorly acted, and I don't know what it is about them, but they just crack me up. But I don't think I've seen a shitty Italian movie in space.
All right, well that means that since we're in a headlock here, we have to Beardo
It's
has
up to Beardo.
Oh, you
has to break the.
bastards. Oh,
You're gonna be the tongue
decision.
twister.
I guess
Yeah.
you did surprise me.
I gotta go Solar Adventure. I mean, that just is too enticing.
So then, this is out.
That is out. And so is this.
All right, that's the decision. I'm excited.
All right. Well, I need another drink because my tequila is gone.
What?
Oh my God.
I think we got our moment to transition between movies.
The thing is that when I landed the floor, I tried to make it look like I died, but I didn't die because I was going to the future to get a box.
See, Tori knows how this movie ends. Hey, so we watched the movies.
We did.
We endured.
Again with our eyes.
Cyborg 2 versus
Solar Adventure.
What
Los
was-
Adventadores de Sol.
What was the real title again on this thing?
Sun King.
Monkey Princess.
No.
Phoenix
Shark.
Sun Shark.
Sharknado.
It was Sun Shark, wasn't it?
It was Sun Shark was the end, yes.
Something shark.
Robot King Sun Shark.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There was no shark.
There's no shark.
There was no king.
There were some
There was
SOS.
barely any sun, but there were robots.
I think the King reference might be referring to like their version of President.
But it was definitely a solar adventure.
So, where should we start? I think that
We
we're
have to.
giving a little bit of credit there.
Yeah,
I
we-
think you need to talk about Cyborg 2.
I do.
think
I need to
that's-
explain
I
Cyborg
think
2.
we need to start with Cyborg 2.
All right.
The first movie we watched today.
We watched Cyborg 2.
Cyborg 2
with
starring
Jon Voight's daughter.
Jon Voight's daughter.
Cyborg 2. Jon Voight's daughter is a robot, essentially, with skin in human form, who has all the feelings, emotions that a human would have.
Human in almost every respect. Love, hate, anxiety, anger, sexuality, and most importantly, fear.
But her main purpose is to have sex with somebody and then explode.
So you're telling me every time she screws somebody, she's going to explode? I wish my ex-wife had that problem.
She was injected with some kind of explosive.
Glycerin-3 acetosulfide dioxygen, glass shadow for short, injected into the cyborg's circulatory system and directly linked to a microbeam detonator.
But she finds that out from this mysterious mouth on a screen, who is Jack Palance doing the worst voiceover.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Now you get around, okay? What's your system?
It's a secret. But let's just say that I can communicate with just about anyone, anywhere within Pinwheel. And I have a few of my own operatives topside, too. In other words, I can throw a monkey in anybody's wrench. Right, Cash?
Because I've always really liked Jack Palance.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the worst part of that
It's
movie.
a caricature of himself that it's like Dana Carvey was doing a bad Jack Palance imitation.
Well, it's pretty close to Jack Nicholson's impression of him in Batman.
Remember, you are my number one guy.
See, it could be funny, it could be enjoyable, but in such a serious movie otherwise, it doesn't work at all. It's the worst part of the movie.
Right, it would be good as a satire, but it wasn't a satire. No. Jack Palance, the voice on the thing, convinces some other guy who looks like the guy from SVU. I can't think of his name.
But is actually Casey Jones from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
His name is Stabler. So Stabler, then, if he fornicates or whatever with the cyborg, he will be locked in solitary confinement, but he doesn't care. So, and then they escape, and they have like 9 hours for some reason. I remember that.
But they escape out of the garbage can.
Yes, they're launched out of a garbage can.
You're kidding me, right? We're gonna hitchhike a ride in a trash container from hell?
Logic tells us we have no other choice. I'll attach us, you just ride it out.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say.
That could have been essentially the movie. They just needed to escape from the other factory or something.
Like the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
You have to explain the next hour.
The next hour, I don't understand at all. Because it was them.
He's doing a good job explaining it.
There's that. Okay, so there's people who want to get them back.
Sure.
And who are those people?
And the people who run the cyborg place.
The people that run the porn website.
Is it the Pinwheel Robotics or something like that?
Yeah, the guy with the tie and the ponytail.
Oh God, ponytail guy.
The ponytail guy is in charge of the whole cyborg thing.
We're gonna show a picture of the ponytail guy.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna know. Like, why do you call him ponytail guy? You barely see it. There's like 2 scenes where you see his ponytail, and I admit it's a totally distinguishing feature of this man. And you should call him Ponytail Man.
That's the only thing you can think of when you think of him now. Like, God, he had a shitty ponytail.
Affirmative. We have a Spec A LC7 female cyborg.
But plot of the movie is basically she doesn't want to blow up, and so she tries to escape.
With guy that wants her to blow.
With guy that wants to save her, and then
have safe sex with her.
Yeah, and then the people that want her back hire some crazy guy to try to kill her.
Billy.
Well, if that's your polite little way of inquiring if I still kill people for a living, the answer is si, oh, yes, I am still an equal opportunity terminator.
So Billy
Drago.
Billy Drago.
Not this Bill.
Not me. No.
Billy Drago, creepy murderer.
Yeah.
But probably the
murder.
best actor in the movie.
I will say that stretchy face thing, I was completely
So do you think
surprised by that.
Do you
I
think
don't
he
know
was
how they
wearing
did that.
prosthetics
It
that were
had to
just
have been.
really well applied?
I don't know how they did that.
Yeah.
That was crazy looking.
Maybe that's just like the thing that he could do ever since grade school.
Maybe.
And they're like, hey, let me show you this thing that I can do.
Right.
No, skin doesn't do that.
Some people's skin does weird shit like that.
When did you find out you could do that, girl?
I was probably about 8 years old, messing around at school, and I asked a friend next to me, "Can you do this?" I replied no, and that's when I realised I had something special.
No, I can see the little spot though where like
it looked like it was glued here.
Oh, so
Then
what, you think it was a prosthetic?
But it looked so good.
It did. They did a good job, yeah.
Yeah.
And it sprung back really well.
That was their budget.
Was, yeah.
That's where they spent their money.
As for Jon Voight's daughter, I actually thought she did a good job.
Yeah, I thought she was fine.
She wasn't bad at all. The overall worst part of the movie was the script and the
Yeah. Well, I think that she felt like she was high school acting. I mean, it felt to me because a lot of it was like.
Yeah, there was that when she was being.
Not that I mean.
But at least she went for it. I mean, like a lot of times where it's just like they cast a model, it's usually like watching cardboard.
I thought you really liked me.
So at least she went.
And her sex scene was better than any high school play that I saw.
That's very true. I'm still really weirded out by this whole idea that this 17-year-old Angelina Jolie is.
She was probably 18. She probably just turned 18 on that day.
I don't know. We looked it up. Her birthday's in June.
Yeah. But.
Doesn't. We should just not.
But I'm
assuming she was 18.
Yeah.
She can't do that stuff otherwise.
Right.
Let's not talk about child porn anymore. Let's get back to the movie. I have a question though. What the hell is with the big arena fight scene when they had to fight each other?
I don't know what was up, but it was two humans fighting.
Yeah.
Like a whole movie about cyborgs, and they have to like no intervention cyborg lady. The humans have to fight now.
But the guy was a real cyborg. Her protector. There was like a cutaway scene where it was just explained that he was in fact like a veteran who had his body destroyed and it was rebuilt with cybernetics.
I did not see that part.
When they were pulling out the third eye from his eye.
O immortal, here I die. I leave eternity to thee. For what is a man?
Now it makes sense. He pulled out that candy corn looking thing, loaded it in his dart gun, and shot it in the guy's eye.
Right.
Yeah,
And
now
he
it makes
was
sense.
He was able to deal with that because he was a super cyborg, rebuilt veteran.
Yep.
Sure.
That's what makes sense.
I mean, it was just basically like the synopsis that I gave in the beginning was the movie.
Yeah.
And then it was just.
And then it went on, yeah.
But it did have a pretty fantastic line or two at the end.
Oh,
I think, it's the win of the day.
It
for
is,
sure.
yes.
Two great scenes in this movie.
Yes.
It was that one.
Sergeant, break up this party?
Yep.
Yep.
Sergeant, break up this party.
All right, break up this party, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Was he throwing something, or was he just
threw a grenade?
super happy?
Oh.
Because he really looked like.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna dine with the devil,
If you want to dine with the devil, you'll need a long spoon.
What?
I can't picture a long spoon. Like I'm trying. Of all the designs I'm coming up with, they don't make any sense.
And you kissed the wrong ass goodbye.
That's right.
Which I kind of like that line.
You kissed the wrong ass goodbye. It very much. I totally predicted it.
You did. You called it out on the couch there. Yep.
You totally knew where I was going. I'm sure everybody did. I just said it. pushes a button, he's going to explode.
The evacuation sequence.
I think you kissed the wrong ass goodbye.
It happened. But that line actually was really good for that.
Yes,
setup.
it
that
was.
makes sense.
Yeah, but the other one, not at all.
But it's like the problem with having that "dine with the devil" line is that you're not going to think about anything after that.
No.
You're just going to be sitting there like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
Why a spoon, cousin? Why not a fork or a knife?
That's good Jack Palance.
No, that's not Jack Palance.
That sounds like Crocodile Dundee.
No, is that I can't do that guy's voice. What is the guy from Robin Hood?
The guy who played the villain in Crow and Strange Days. How's that actor's name?
I don't.
Yeah, he's got that voice.
He
Like
has a crazy gravelly voice.
punching
Yeah.
the larynx one too many times.
Larynx? Is that a word?
It's a Dr. Seuss book.
What's he called then? God damn it!
It's a larynx.
Larynx.
Larynx? That's a made-up word.
That's also a Dr. Seuss book.
Larynx is a made-up word. Larynx is a real
Slow.
Larynx.
Larynx.
Yes.
Yep. You say esophagus?
Road.
Esophagus is easy.
Road.
It's got all those robes on it. Rogues? Rudes? I can't say that word. Roads. Rows. Rowards. Wow. That's a total weird word, isn't it?
All right. The long spoon movie is done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like there might have been other really bad lines that we just missed because we were all glazed over and not paying attention.
But the difference between champ and chump is you.
What? Great sex! I love it! I love it! I love it!
The blade's your ticket to the Mombasa Shuffle.
Yeah, it was a boring, long, hard slog to get through.
I'm trying to understand what would make that exciting to somebody in this, like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you get. There's going to be some acrobatic fight shit going on. There was the one moment though where like they're standing there and the guy comes in, they're surrounded, and they just shoot the human, and I'm like, holy shit, they're making a lot of sense out of it. They just flat out shot him.
Don't cast the blow your way, baby.
No, they won't. I cost too much.
But your boyfriend is dirt cheap.
Yeah,
And I'm
but then
like-
he gets up and he's like, God damn, that hurt.
Yeah,
he's just limping the rest of the movie.
I was like giving it a lot of credit all of a sudden. They just straight up murdered him, and now she's gonna revenge the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Did not see it coming. Nope. He's like, oh.
Yeah. He pops right back up.
Doesn't even take cover, just still standing there. This style of movie in the 90s, they oversold the sex, they underdeveloped the action, and they underlit the whole thing. And then they just said, fuck it, somebody will want to see John Voight's daughter.
Yeah, you just need red lights and blue lights.
Yep. TVs with static.
Yes.
Right.
That are laying in
of
the
TVs.
middle of like a junkyard with no possible power.
And somehow can like motor propel itself forward.
And land on its back.
Yeah.
Way to stand by your man, Cash. I like that.
That would have been better if it landed just face down and then, and then they had to kick him up.
That's the Spaceballs version of this. Cyberballs too.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd see that movie.
I feel like there should be more we can talk about this one, but
Really?
I don't know what else to say about it.
So it is up to you to explain the plot of
so
Solar
this
Adventure.
bottle was full when we sat down to begin Cyborg 2, and now I have to explain the second movie, Solar Adventure, aka
Robot King Sunshark.
Robot King Sunshark. Yes. So they made this movie. I have a distinct feeling they were marketing it directly at children of the age of the actors that were in the opening. So it opens with a lot of live action, where we are taken into a South Korean classroom.
But you! What's going on over there?
Miss, she said that I was even fatter than her old grandmother.
And at the same time, they cut away, and at the same time, they show infiltrators from the north that they call spies come in, and they kill a couple of kids.
No.
And they're...
They don't... You don't skip over the kid killing.
All right, I wanted to get past the kid killing quickly, but we can... Okay, let's...
Because you have to explain how good of spies they are for infiltration.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because the reason, the whole setup is they see a house, and they go into... Where are the adults? They're at the market. Tell us how to get to Han City.
You've no need to be afraid as long as you both answer our questions.
How do we get to the Han City from here?
They went in without a map.
It's right over there.
Shut
up!
They're the best infiltrators around.
Right, and then they kill the kids. Yeah, so
and then they retreat.
And then
I got the best plan.
You know what your teacher said was all wrong. We really are nice people.
It's not true, you're lying. We know communists. They're really cruel. And also, they lie all the time.
Shut up, you scum! Okay, hurry, finish her off. Come on, let's go.
And then the militia gets called. A bunch of civilians run inside, they get on their uniforms, and they come out, and they're the militia, and they're going to hunt down the spies. Meanwhile, back at the school, someone said, instead of learning about the communists, can we just have a nature day?
Miss, can't we just do a nature study instead? Oh, good idea. I'll make arrangements. But you'll need to bring along your camping things, so don't forget.
Can we do it this afternoon, Miss?
No, dear, tomorrow.
Can't we go today? You heard what she said.
Camping for them starts with fishing in the river there. Yeah.
Oh, they had little robots and stuff they were playing with.
Helicopters and
stuff.
That's right, they're playing with, obviously, Transformers. One's a helicopter. Yes. And then they kind of like fall asleep. And then right away, we get an animation of a helicopter spacecraft crashing into the river out front.
Guys, what's that?
And they run out, what's the noise? And then one of the older boys swims out and sees, oh, there's little green kids inside.
Hey, those children look real strange.
They are aliens, and they say to them, hey, we're here, we're on the run from the President Saporta, who is in league with your enemies here. You mean the communists?
If you are prepared to support me, then I can give you all the help you need. I assure you of that, sir.
Good, then I'll supply you with all the latest weapons that you'll need.
Will you really? Will you help, Mr. President? That miserable little country will soon be in my hands.
And their spaceship, by the way, isn't wrecked. It still works, and it's a transformer. Mm-hmm. And then it turns out that is the cannon bot. It's not just a robot. It is the robot that the president, the evil space president, has been trying to get his hands on all along.
But we really didn't get much of that from the movie. We got that from the synopsis of it, but they did a little teeny bit at one point. They talked about, it's a cannon. What should we do with it? Let's melt it down. Okay, let's do that.
Right. I mean, there was like that moment where they're all like learning about how their emotional resonance controls the robots, and they're learning how to do it, and they're all
emotional wavelength.
Emotional wavelength.
Important.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How can we use it? Because Ark said we got the computer programmed.
Oh, that's great, but does anyone know how to use it?
In space, only those trained in emotional wavelengths are able to use it.
I didn't get that at all.
I just got trippy. Let's
hook the kids up to things that...
They did say emotional wavelengths after your emotional wavelengths have programmed the robot or something like that afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very good. The emotional wavelength is perfect.
It's funny, a lot of times we watch these, and then when we're talking about them, I feel as though we watch different movies.
I promise you these things actually happen.
I think we should point out the acting in this, or the voice acting.
The voice acting.
It is horrible.
I'll give some credit. It is difficult to sync up to lines and get the emotion right. That's really hard. But it was so bad.
They read their script as fast as they possibly could.
Right. So what do you think it's going to be? I don't know. A lot of them were very monotone.
Yep.
There's nothing left here. You see, Captain. Come on. I'm on down.
We must be careful. I'm sure we'll have to deal with supporters' fighters before we get much closer, so watch out, everyone.
Okay, right.
And they tried to do English accents for the aliens, but they were
Gosh, they went southern for some of the bad guys.
Right, and then the president sounds like he's from Texas,
Down, we'll use the metal to build our own combat robot.
Got a southern accent all of a sudden.
Okay, so then.
Yep, you're trying to find reasons, and there aren't reasons.
There's no reason.
No, it's just
you're
getting
happened.
too much detail.
Just happened. Just say it because it just happened. And
then they infiltrate the bad guy's base, and the cannon bot gets into a fight with the robots that the aliens have and the bad guys have, and loses. But this is where Four Eyes proves his worth. He figures out how to climb in and take control of one of the bad guy robots, and that seems to be the turning point.
Apparently, you just approach the chest, it opens, and you just climb in.
Right.
Yeah.
which is what you do after you beat the cannon robot with your giant robots. You put all your robots.
You just lay them down.
Lay 'em down.
They need to
Oh,
rest.
Yeah.
It makes a little bit more sense now hearing that, because when I was watching it, I thought they had taken over Cannon Robot, and I didn't realize there were kids in it. At one point, I was like, "What's going on here?" And you said the kids are in them, and I'm like, "That would make sense."
Usually in shows like that, they kind of show the kids sitting there, like in the pilot
Which was
seat or
interesting.
something.
There was no shot of that. You're
No.
right. Everything, Voltron, everything of that ilk. There's always like a pilot shot so that the pilot can do their acting of like, get him now, go.
Ready to form Voltron. Activate interlock. Dynatherms connected. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Go Voltron Force!
So, what did you guys think of the animation?
I mean, it took me right back. It's the 80s, and it's like looked a lot like G.I. Joe.
But it was honestly one of the worst that I've seen in the fact that, like, sometimes characters would disappear.
Can't pull it any further.
Kids are working hard. Why are they flashing in and out?
What the hell
This is really good animation, that's why. There were other times where they would show somebody and they would be like a blonde-haired whatever.
Yeah.
They cut this way, and then they go back, and that same character is now like an alien.
That's very good. The emotional wavelength is perfect.
Some of the frame cutting and stuff was weird.
Yeah.
And they have these bad loops where it was not a seamless loop. It would just cut and then just keep going back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that just cut on that. And then
I love how it would do that, where you'd catch this, and then you'd wait for the one more, and then it would do it, and like a third of a second later, it would then cut. The one bad guy soldiers died. Two of them like explode. One of them like half falls over. The other one just sort of has disappeared.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then they had that wonderful effect that somebody loved of
going back and forth.
Advance it one frame, pull it back one frame. Advance it one frame, pull it back.
And there was a helicopter that it looked as though here's the helicopter, here's the blade. Sometimes you could see it in front, sometimes you could see it behind.
Yeah.
And then it would be like in front and then behind.
About breaking the 180 rule in cartoons.
Oh God, yeah. The one scene where they were walking behind, and then they'd show the other side, and then they'd show the other side, and then they'd show the other side, and it was
Like
very
looking
confusing.
Down a hallway in like a hotel where everything's the same. You just got 2 shots on each end of the hallway, and you just cut back and forth between them. You wouldn't know which side of the hallway you're on anymore. The kids are running away, and the guy's like, "Come back!
Get back here!
Stop!
Stop running!
Stop! Come back!
So Kim Jong-il kills Supporta, and then he's like, well, I'm just going to go ahead with my invasion plans in the south anyway. And he's got Division 8, which is a lot of tanks. And then we have this massive buildup of the tanks going down a road forever and ever.
They go down
and
a
ever
road,
and ever.
They go down a valley.
Yeah.
They go across.
And when they go in the valley, they go big and small and big and small and big and small.
And the robots come in, and then they destroy, just wreck all the tanks. And we get to see what their superpower is. It is in the tradition of Voltron. 3 of them form a camera.
Yes. Yeah, which I was just confused by.
Building some panel robopower.
Good idea. Form up!
Yes, and then the cannon bot gets behind the camera and hits the exposure button. And that sends out this huge, massive destructo beam out of the lens.
Make this massive weapon that can't use itself.
The kids can play with it.
Right.
And it doesn't look like a weapon.
Right.
I love the idea that 3 robots from space come down and transform, and together they form camera. Can you push the button?
We're really powerful, but if you could just don't know that it's just
you won't believe it. You won't believe what happens when you press that button. I mean,
it's so absurd. It's just like, why a camera? Why not a long spoon?
What happens if it's just them?
Exactly.
And transform them. What do we do, guys?
Shit.
It's very clear.
I mean, it shoots right out of the lens of the camera, which doesn't. None of it makes any friggin' sense.
One of the robots does have like a giant round chest at one point.
And that's I think the lens.
Yep, that would make sense. I guess.
And I don't know, like that's the main part of the camera, and the other 2 just go on to the side of them.
And that's how the toy was, because
to form the part you hold on to when you take a picture. You know, I mean, there's no reason for this.
There's no film and no reels to pass the film across the aperture.
Wait, they did have to take. They had to develop.
They had to develop a plan first.
So imagine a room with a red light from this movie.
So it was a hot room, not a cold room. So so the Korean Transformer knockoffs win the day. They destroy the tanks, and then I think then it's just a celebration of victory, right? Then there's like the South Korean president comes out and says thank you for saving us, and then the campers, the young school children, wake up. They come out of their clown tent, one after another, after another, after another, after another.
Still waking up.
Still waking up, still coming out of the clown.
Waking up.
Yep.
It's like, look at the camera.
Well, and remember they had the guy that just died and like his head went up and it went to food?
Yep, I was just going to say.
Oh, that's right.
I was just going to say the transition between the dead guy and the food.
Hey, get off!
Very disturbing.
So I think South Koreans eat North Koreans.
I guess so.
Is the only.
Well, it is red meat, right?
Very good, very good.
Hurry up. I'm so hungry.
Well done. All right, so they eat this.
They eat the breakfast, and then we're kind of left to wonder: was it all a dream?
Was there actually any spies ever? No, the spies were real.
The spies were there Transformers from space?
No, the kids all dreamed that shit, right?
Did they?
No more dreaming. It's time to get up. Come and eat.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. They all went to bed. That's my opinion. The kids went to bed in real world after apparently you just say, let's have a nature day, and now it's an overnight field trip for 5 of them.
Yeah.
Not the entire class we had seen before, but just these 5. And then robot adventure happens with space aliens and evil alien conquerors. Yeah. And then they win it all, and then they wake up and walk away happy.
Makes sense.
After eating the dead.
After eating
Eating
dead.
consuming the bulgogi of the dead.
But what now?
Bulgogi! Korean barbecue, delicious. Now that I know it's made out of communists.
So this is getting a little bit tough because they're actually both really bad movies. Kind of like watching Rotor.
I will say I enjoyed watching both of them with you guys. I could not imagine enjoying these at all otherwise.
I would agree, yeah.
You had said you didn't watch this one. You both haven't seen these before, so you didn't know. You're both dry. But if you were to pre-watch these, it would have been a tough sell, I think. I think you might have been like, I don't know if this will work for us or not. That's what we've done. We watched 2 movies that if we had really pre-planned, we probably wouldn't have brought them forward. Wonderful way to say that. I think I really sold this episode.
So
All right, I set it up. You knock it down.
There was so much painful in both of them, but I think there's something about that one line that just, it doesn't make any sense, and I'm gonna think about that for a while.
Oh yeah, this movie just solved itself at the end with one line, because I'm exactly the exact same reason as you. It's because it has to feed the devil with a long spoon.
It doesn't make any sense.
I like the movies.
Damn it.
I don't want to win this way.
Someday I will win.
But it's almost like you needed that whole movie build up. Like it's kind of like it's just like
that was the setup.
Talon said to be that bad. Intentionally the whole movie, just so his character could say that line and it not be out of character.
But it looks as though this one lost, right?
Right, so.
Double check. Alright, grab winner wherever it is.
Winner, chicken dinner.
We have a winner! Yeah.
Alright, so pick the winner. Congratulations, Beardo.
Thank you. Thank you all.
I had mentioned it when I said what I thought was going to win, because I think this one picked it for itself. Because of that one line. Now it's the point where we decide what this movie is best at.
I think it's the best horrible movie saved by one line.
Just best use of long spoon.
Yeah, best use of long spoon works for me.
Just,
it's simple, it's dumb, and people go, what the hell does that mean?
What does that mean? You just gotta be...
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch the...
Best use of long spoon or a long spoon?
Long spoon.
Use of long spoon.
We have a winner and a prize. So now...
Oh, we gotta pick.
Hey, your first win.
I won! I'm a winner!
All right.
I am winner.
We gotta get the cards out.
It is card time.
It's card time.
It's card time for
Card
themes.
time.
I will grab some themes.
Where is
So my ideas for the next theme are all play.
Oh, what does that mean?
Anything goes?
All play.
Everybody plays?
Whatever you want it to be.
Each person brings one of their favorite worst movies, and we pick 2 of those.
Okay.
And have a little battle. Or Scrabble.
Or Scrabble.
Scrabble means we pick 3 tiles from a Scrabble bag, and those 3 letters need to be in the title of the movie.
Could we instead just do like movies about Scrabble?
Yes.
Because I'm sure there are a lot of
You
them.
could definitely do that. Yes. All right.
So
mixing things up a little.
Evolution.
All right.
Pretty funny movie.
Spoons.
I went with Helicopter
Oh, nice.
and Rock.
We will randomly choose
Future.
All right.
Zoo. Future Zoo.
Future Zoo.
I would watch that movie.
That sounds like a good movie, yeah. So then I mix these up. So then you select the one.
And I've chosen Zoo.
Oh, all right.
You don't have to do it literally.
So, next time we have Zoo.
All right, that's the Good-Bad Movie Showdown.
Yeah.
And we just need to end it.
Walking sideways. His spoon is too big.
My spoon is too big. Oh my god. What the fuck did that mean?
Good times with bad movies.